products. Alright, so the first one that we've got here is the microcrystalline head. So this one here, you can feel it. It's really nice and rough, which is what we want to exfoliate the dead skin, and it's also going to help really buff it off, and then you'll be able to suck it up with the little machine. It helps with your congestion in your skin, which is my biggest concern with my skin. It also does help to stimulate the blood circulation, which increases skin elasticity as well. So it's like kind of an all-rounder, which is really, really good. Then we've got your surface suction. So this one here is not as intense, it's not as abrasive as the other one. What this is best for is that it's really going to cover all the surface area. It's going to cover like a larger area. It's going to help with those blackheads, everything like that. So really good sort of, I find it's really nice in these areas here where I get the worst sort of blackheads. And then we've got the little spot clean. So this one here is going to be really good for your nose. It's going to get right in there and get all your little blackheads in the nose, under the chin here, through the lip. I even pop this one a little bit through the brows as well, super gently, and that'll just help with those really hard to get blackheads, like even in the inner corners of your nose as well. So that one's the best for the smaller area. So you're gonna have all those three in this pack, which is really, really good. All right, so I'm gonna use the crystalline head on my whole face and then use the smaller head for my nose and everything like that. So I always cleanse my skin right before I do this. So I've just hopped out of the shower. I use the steam from the shower that really helps just open all my pores up really nicely, so they're really open, ready to get sucked out, which is so good. All right, so we're gonna just start this one off. So you've got 4 different settings with it. So you've got 4 different suction levels depending on how sensitive your skin is. My skin's super, super tough, and I do a lot to it with really active ingredients. I have a very, very, very strong skin. So for me, I can go all the way up to number 4, but I would always start at 1 and see how your skin goes, and then slowly get more and more. So we're gonna click 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, and then I always like to start in the forehead. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go along the forehead like this. So you just suction. It feels so good. So I go this way. I get right up into the hairline, but try and avoid any hairs. But I find a lot of my congestion can come all through the hairline as well. And don't mind the redness. It's totally normal to have a bit of redness in the skin after you do this. I sort of feel it suctioning the skin, which feels so good. You want to keep it super flat against the skin. That way you're really covering every single area and you don't have to go over again. And then what I like to do now is go up. And even if you need to sort of pull the skin really nice and tight, so you're not kind of dragging that eyebrow up. And then we'll come down here, so I'm just going to go along, just around the brow there. And coming in along here. So my congestion is quite strong along my jaw and towards the outside of my face, so I like to focus on this area a little bit more, and you can go outwards as well. That's going to give a little bit more lymphatic drainage, which is really good. Now I do have a little bit of a breakout here that's just sort of healing, so I'm going to avoid that because it's a little bit too sore at the moment. I'm going right up here to the ear just to cover all areas, and under the jaw as well. And because my pores here are like one of my major concerns, I'm going to spend a little bit more time here. And you want to be super careful around the eye area, especially if you've got it on a high setting. You don't want to tug or pull too much under the eye. Just coming into the chin, you can even give it a little bit of a stretch. You can even get under a little bit, but just be super careful. I have gone a little bit too hard on my neck and it looks like I've had hickeys before, which I don't want. So I just go right under the chin, I won't go all the way down. And we're going to start back up here again. And then we're going to go inside out. Really working on my sort of problem areas. And if I look like I'm getting really red, I get red very easily. So it's not always going to be this super red. I just get very red very easily. So it's totally normal for me. Plus it's really, really hot, so I'm gonna get red so easy. And you'll watch, like, it'll chill out quite quickly as well. And I do have a little breakout under here, sort of under the skin, so it's not as on top as this one is. That one's a little bit more broken. This one is under the skin, so I can work a little bit more on this one. Alright, and I haven't even finished with my nose or anything yet, but have a look at how dirty that filter is. Like, that's how much crap it just pulled out of my skin. It's probably really hard to see, but that's nasty. I'm not gonna show you how disgusting the head of this is because that's pretty gross, so I'm gonna give that a clean. But now I'm gonna do the nose and the lip. So pop the smaller head on, I'm gonna turn it back on to the same setting. And I'm gonna start on the nose. So just pull to the side. And coming in and around, I wanna really get in here. And I'm just gonna flatten my nose. And then right in, and I'm gonna go along the lip as well. And get right around. And then I go just in between the brows as well. And then through the brow. So what you want to do after your micro is you want to give yourself a bit of hydration back to your skin because you have sort of given it a bit of an exfoliation. So to hydrate, I'm going to use my skincare products, but first I want to do a bit of a mask because my skin is really nice and clean and open, and anything that I use on my skin now is going to really, really, really penetrate deep and work really, really well.